Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience her story unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.
Welcome to another day of Her Story Unfolding. We are delighted for you to be joining us today, because today we bring another special episode of Her Story Unfolding from the women who have made such a mark at the NAACP Awards 2 nights ago. And we're still delivering you their interviews today. Alicia, how excited are you for the part 2 of Her Story Unfolding special edition today?
Ava, I am delighted. I'm excited. There was so much energy in the space when we were at the 55th annual NAACP Image Awards, a celebration of Black excellence, joy, and art. Creativity, where business owners came together, politicians came together, entertainers came together to celebrate the work of so many in the Black community and beyond. And her stories continue to unfold. And it was just a delight to be able to speak with so many women as they walked down the red carpet and ask them questions about their work, who has inspired them, and why they do what they do. So we are excited today to bring you this special segment of Her Story Unfolding. Before we get into the interviews, you're going to hear a couple of remarks that Ava and I recorded to share with you today. But before we get to those remarks, we have a special guest with us today, Ms. Donna Campbell, who is part of our LA Tribune family. Donna, how are you doing today?
Hi there. It is always great and such a privilege to be back here with the 2 amazing women. And I'm so thankful that today I get to assist and help and co-host, because I'm so excited for some of these interviews. I see your interview lineup. I'm like, I know that name, and I know that, and I know that name. So like I'm there, even though I wasn't, there. So such a
That's great, Donna. Yes, it was amazing. We had the pleasure of interviewing so many individuals, women and men, who were honored and recognized and won awards. Yesterday, on part 1 of Her Story Unfolding, the NAACP Image Awards edition, we played the interview of Miss India, who won the award for Best Actress in a televised drama series for her portrayal of Queen Charlotte on Bridgerton, the Queen Charlotte story. So tune in, watch, and let us know your thoughts in the comments, ask questions, and also share where you are tuning in from. So before we get into the interview, some quick remarks from Ava and I.
Hi, I'm Emmanuel, editor-in-chief of the Los Angeles Tribune, and I'm here with our lead journalist and the director of business solutions, Alicia Magnus Lewis. Alicia, what is your experience of today's interview in the NAACP Awards?
I mean, Ava, it's just been joy to celebrate Black excellence at its highest caliber. We talked politics today. We talked women's empowerment. We talked how do people look within to stay grounded and find their own voice so they can show up in the world how they want in their own way, not being told who to show up as. The NAACP is such an historic organization, an entity in the United States that has fought for rights, for liberty, for justice, and is continuing to do so. And it is so beautiful when people can come together in community, in collaboration, and most importantly, in celebration to honor each other, to honor the community, and to honor all of the beautiful works of art. So it's just been a delight and an honor to be here.
An absolute delight. It's something that we really stand by with the Los Angeles Tribune, diversity. And we really saw that tonight, you know, and I saw you shine. I was so excited with Alicia, you know, doing all of the interviews. So you're going to see all of the upcoming interviews.
Yes, you will. And I think what's so beautiful about what we celebrated today and what we're celebrating every day is entertainment, but also entrepreneurship. There are so many Black entrepreneurs out there that are being the change they want to see. They're seeing gaps in the market. They're innovating and creative on massive scale. There are so many individuals making a huge mark in multi-million-dollar industries and making their mark, writing their stories, and cementing their legacies. And we're so big on empowering and inspiring entrepreneurship at the Los Angeles Tribune. We educate, we empower, we inspire, we uplift. These are values that the NAACP has, and these are values that are very strong and high and a spirit of the Black community. So we stand proud with the NAACP, with all of the entertainers, the advocates, the family members, the children, the mothers, the brothers, the sisters, the beautiful people that came together to make this beautiful celebration all that it is.
Absolutely. And may I underscore, this is what you get when you have a lead journalist who's also a business strategist, combining entrepreneurship, media, entertainment, and all of it. We want to thank our CEO, Mo Rock, you know, for continuously being a stand for representation, for being a stand for diversity and also inclusion.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for the Los Angeles Tribune, and also Alicia, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ava. It's so fun. It is an honor to be here with you. We are doing so much. It is March. HerStory Unfolding continues. We are still honoring women every day of the month in March because we see, we value, we elevate, we celebrate women. It's happening all month, this month of March, but it's continuing every day, right? We're changing the status quo in media. We're doing it differently because there's space for newness, there's space for innovation, there's space for creativity, and there's space for positive news. And we truly believe that here at the Los Angeles Tribune.
How exciting, right?
Yes, straight from the red carpet. Truly, truly exciting. And we're just delighted for you to tune in to hear from all of the special guests that we had the opportunity of speaking with. The first interview that we will be playing from you is with a woman who is just phenomenal. She is so radiant. She is so passionate about the work that she does. She is an actress. She is director. She is the director of the film Kemba on BET Plus that dives into the legal justice system in America, what it's like to be a woman and be incarcerated and navigate the nuances, the unfair nuances of the justice system for so many. She is an advocate for marginalized voices. She is an advocate for diversity. She is an advocate for inclusion, and she is a force. We know that you are going to be seeing a lot more of Miss Kelley Kali, who we are honored to share words and perspectives from because she has so much to say. I will let what she shared in the interview speak for itself, but we could not get into the interview without honoring, recognizing, and acknowledging all of the tremendous and fabulous work, might we add, that Kelley is doing across the industry. So without further ado, hear it from Kelley.
Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune. I have the pleasure of standing here with Kelley Kali. She is the director of KEMBA. We are at the 55th annual NAACP Image Awards. Kelley, you are a force, a director. You have done phenomenal work. It's also Women's Month. It's Women's History Month. And we at the Los Angeles Tribune have declared it Women's Month. All month we are celebrating phenomenal women.
Spill into April.
Listen,
May,
we should be
June,
celebrated
all year.
every single day of the year. So what role have women played in your life and along your journey?
Oh, for me, I was raised in the church. So my dad was a Black Baptist pastor, and the women in the church, my aunties, my mother, the elders in the church, always, we were picked up from school from the women in the church.
And you're such a change agent, right? You're directing this film, but it is an advocacy film. It is a film about sharing the perspective of individuals that are overlooked, where the systems have just been created to disenfranchise and not think of them as people. Think of people as people and disenfranchise them.
Yes, exactly. Our system needs to be changed, and I think that if we're not the ones as filmmakers shedding light to these issues, talking about now, I don't want us to have to be doing this all the time, right? I want us to be making Harry Potter but the black version or whatever it may be. I want us to have fun. I want us to be okay with living, having that soft life. We deserve it. But until we are recognized as people, and until these laws are equal and not overly incarcerating one particular group, and black women's incarceration rate is skyrocketing, and the sentencing is ridiculous. Like, they gave Kimba 24 and a half years for something that the prosecution said that she did not distribute, use the drugs, and she still was given that because the person that she was affiliated with, just by conspiracy laws. And so we need to work hard, and for me, I like to use my art to be able to do that, and I'm so blessed to be able to uplift Kimba. That is about a phenomenal woman. Her story that's currently on BET Plus, so if anyone hasn't seen it, of her resilience and what she's able to do to bring up other black women who need help in the situation in regards to our justice system that has been overly incarcerating due to our mandatory minimum sentencing laws that do not take into account the individual and their circumstances. Using my art to be able to tell those stories and to help to implement positive change and start discussions is a dream of mine, and I think kind of a seed in which the women in my life have planted. And also there's someone in the story named Michelle West. So when you do see the movie, she's still incarcerated. She's off of first offense. She was given double life sentence plus 50 years, and she served over 30 years now. And see, the thing is, hers is a little heavier because she was a witness to a murder. Now, she didn't pull the trigger, but she was in the room. But the thing is that the person who pulled the trigger is out. And other conspiracies, she is not. She's the only one that is still locked up, and she wasn't the person who committed the crime. So there's a lot of that going on in our prison systems, and we need to bring awareness to it. And I'm grateful to the NAACP because the people who helped get Kimba out was the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So this all comes full circle. And it's always us that are looking out for each other, uplifting each other. And we both, thank God for film, we're able to cross over and also bring in other communities and say, look, this is what we've been going through. You need to see this so that we can make these changes together.
So many powerful statements. It is it's not a labor of love. It is a commitment to change.
I like that. Yeah.
You know, it's a commitment to change. It's a commitment to using voices. It's a commitment to using storytelling to create awareness, and from awareness there's change. And you are doing the work. You directed a fantastic project film that has a message, and we see you and we appreciate you and we feel your passion. And I know that this is going to be one of many projects, and everything that you do, you're going to, I can tell, it's within you. You don't have to try, you just are, right?
It's important because if we just treat filmmaking and media, what you do, as just only entertainment, now we can entertain, but we have to be thoughtful, and because we are, you like it or not, you're making a subconscious impact on people. Now, whether that be negative or positive. And so personally, I like to be conscientious. I love what you all do at the Tribune. It's important, and I hope that every filmmaker, every storyteller, everyone in media takes that seriously, because it's a torch that we have to carry and lift up and light the way to be able to make these positive changes and improve our communities.
It's really important. Edutainment, educating and entertaining at the same time. We appreciate all the work that you're doing, and like you said, full circle moment to be at the NAACP Image Awards. NAACP Legal Defense Fund has done the work, is doing the work. We honor, we recognize all that the NAACP does. The work, it's important.
Started
it's continuing.
By Marshall.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like, it has legacy, just like this 55 years of the Image Awards.
Yes, so much legacy, so much remembrance, but also celebration and moving forward. Kelley, it was an honor speaking with you today. So lovely. And your project.
One last
yes, for sure.
So, petitioning for her clemency this year. We are using the film to bring awareness to her. So we need people to go to change.org and sign the petition for Michelle West, read about her case, read about what's going on, and help us and represent justice in our BET, MPI, who are trying to get another one of our sisters out.
Yes, so important. You heard it. We will put change.org available for you to find easily. Yes. Enjoy. Please hear and listen and replay what Kelley had to share today. It is so important. It takes one person, one action to inspire and create change. And when we collectively all take steps to move forward, that is the collective change we get to see. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
I appreciate you. You so beautiful.
Thank you so much. You are too.
I have to say, Alicia, that was like an amazing interview. Just hearing what she's doing for other people, what she's doing for other women, and getting their story out there, because I think 90% of what we have to do is create an awareness. And wow, I was just impressed with the work that she's been doing. You know, there's more great things coming from her as well, from Kelley, and this is the beginning. Wow, I am stunned. I'm really stunned.
That's how I felt too, Donna. I mean, the work that Kelley is doing, you tell she is rooted in her commitment to advocate for change, to tell stories, to mobilize action. She's not just creating a film and putting it out there for entertainment. She is educating people about what is going on in a system that is not fair, it's not just, and needs change. And that change can be mobilized when a lot of people come together, but it has to start with that awareness. People need to understand what's going on in the prison system, in the legal system. And then we also see the important work that the NAACP is doing. The fact that she was able to get out through the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. The fact that the NAACP does have programming, advocates, lawyers, individuals that come together to fight for change, to work with the structures that exist, to mobilize change from the inside out. It takes awareness, it takes accountability, and it takes action from so many different people. And so we just honor the work that Kelley is doing. It is so important, and it's continuing, right? She shared the story of one woman, but there are so many women in the US who have similar experiences, you know? And so it's really, really important. And we're so glad that we were able to bring Kelley's work to you all and further share the story that is depicted in the film Kemba.
And I want to say here too as well. One of the comments: a lot of people in prison, they don't do the crime, but do get excessive sentences or even the small things. So it's not just creating awareness with somebody's own personal story of this has happened, but also what really is in our system, and then each person, like Kelley Kali, can be the catalyst for change, moving it into a new direction, because that's how change happens. It happens from the inside out.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm really glad that you brought that up, Donna, and it came up in the comments as well, that a lot of people are in prison for crimes they did not commit. They were there, but they didn't commit it. And sometimes the people that were a witness that didn't pull the trigger, take the action, are spend more time in the system than those that actually committed the crime. And so why is that, right? Who is doing the sentences? Why do they have the perspectives that they have when they are sentencing?
Yes.
These are really, really important topics to bring awareness to have conversations about, even if they're difficult conversations. They're important conversations because they impact so many people. And so really, really glad that we really glad that we took time to really hear out Kelley and all of the amazing work that she is continuing to do. We have so many more interviews lined up for you all. But Donna, kind of what are your thoughts on the way that her story is unfolding in this special segment today?
You know, I am just truly impressed. Hats off to you. Hats off to Ava of doing this every single day, sharing all different messages, because it's highlighting the greatness of who we are, not only as individuals, but collectively together as a group, because we're only half through the month. We have 2 more weeks of studying women, but yes, as an individual, but yes, also as a group, because together, that's where we exponentially grow, and that's what the power is, and that's how we, shift the consciousness of the world. It's even with these comments here that showed what we see on TV makes a subconscious impact, whether it's positive or negative, which is so incredibly true. So if we're going to put it out there, we might as well be doing the positive side and really elevating what we're doing. And that's what I absolutely love with the two of you with the Los Angeles Tribune, because it's all about being catalyst to really get the message out there in a positive way.
Thank you for that, Donna. And what you said is so true, right? Like positivity. So we at the Los Angeles Tribune, we're all about positive news. It was mentioned on the Mo Rock show last week how positive news to negative news right now, there's a 17-to-1 ratio, positive to negative, right? And what we are exposed to, we subconsciously think about. And so it's really important to be true to stories that are out there, but also to share the inspiring and positive work that individuals all over are doing, and really bring that positivity to life, and bring that positivity to awareness, because there are so many different stories out there. We want to really tell the stories that are motivating, that are positive, and Kelley Kali's story is definitely one. We're delighted for the next interview that we are going to be playing with you and for you all today. This interview is with Miss Golda Rosheuvel. Now, Golda, she is a British actress. She is on a show that hit the airwaves by storm and has conversations moving, shaking, and going. Bridgerton, the Queen Charlotte story, and Miss Golda plays Queen Charlotte on the show. And we had India on the program yesterday to talk about what her experiences were like with the film, but also just in her everyday life. And really excited for you all to hear what the message that Golda shares. It's really, really important. She was wearing purple, a very royal color, but the story of Bridgerton is a story reimagined for sure, but it is a story that the creators of the show brought together to show what life could be, right? The Queen is Black. They explore mental health, sexuality, race, inclusivity, complex topics, but in a show that is quite entertaining. And Miss Golda, her portrayal of the Queen is just, she really did her thing in the show. So we are excited to play Golda's interview coming up next.
Hello, my name is Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune, and I have the honor of standing here with Golda Rosheuvel, Miss Queen herself in her royal purple.
Hello, hello.
How are you today?
I'm really good, really, really good. Very, very happy to be here.
It
very
is
humbled and honored to be here. Amazing.
It is wonderful to see you, Golda. You play the Queen on Bridgerton, a woman that asks for excellence, that educates, and that stands in her own right as a woman leader. It is Women's History Month. What has it meant for you to play your role as the Queen, and the role that women play in uplifting and empowering and uplifting their communities?
I think it's really important, but I also, when I first started this role, I was just a simple actress. I still am a simple actress, trying to find out who this character was, and we started filming, we finished it, and then it went out, and you hope that it is liked.
Yeah.
4 years on, I feel a certain responsibility for everything that you just said about Black excellence, and especially, the female excellence. And having people of colour come up to me, men and women, children, young people, come up to me and say how much this character has changed their lives in terms of allowing them to dream bigger for themselves, for their families, for their communities. And I didn't really know how much of an impact that was going to be, but I'm so pleased that it has impacted in that way and has given people empowerment and confidence to strive for bigger and better things.
That's beautiful, to dream big.
Yeah.
For people to see that Black queens exist, that community.
It's that if you see it, you can be it. It really is. I know that's a simplistic way of saying it, but simplicity is everything when it comes to a passion, when it comes to dreams, when it comes to reaching forward and striving for what you believe in.
Wow, that is so beautiful. And you had such a voice, and you said it's been a journey to find your voice as you've played your character. How did you, as Golda, find your voice in the world, and how is that journey going for you?
I had some amazing parents, and I have amazing family and friends around me who are there in the dark times and can lift you up. But I think both myself and my brother were celebrated when we were younger, and supported in whatever we wanted to do. And that really helps if you have that support system, and you have parents who go, okay, you want to do this? That's fine. Okay, you've changed your mind? Okay, we'll do something else, and are always there kind of supporting you and cheering you on.
Yeah, that is so important to have family that is there supporting you on. It's very critical. What is one thing that you would like to tell all of the little children out there that might be watching this?
You can dream big. Don't be afraid to. Whatever is in your heart, grab it and make it happen. You have the right. You deserve it.
You have the right. You deserve it. Be royal in your purple. We hear that purple is in this season, right? Golda, it is an honor to be here with you today. We thank you for continuing to find your voice in front of us. I hope that you have a phenomenal time this evening, and I'm wishing you all the best.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's nice to talk.
You too.
Oh, you radiate. Bye. See you.
I have to say, is like one of my favorite actresses. Now, I don't watch much television. I'm gonna be honest here. Yet I have seen all of the episodes, and when Queen Charlotte came out, wow, love it. I absolutely love it. So
Yes, it was. Bridgerton is a phenomenal show. To the creatives that were a part of it, what a phenomenal show. Again, congratulations to India for winning the award for Best Actress in a televised drama series. But speaking with Golda, I mean, the piece that she brought, the reflection on her own experiences and how they come to life and come to play is beautiful. And she said, you can dream big, which is something that we've heard a lot throughout her story unfolding. We've been speaking to so many women that are trailblazers in their industry. They're creating things that never existed before. And so many of them have reflected on the point that dreaming big is what enabled them to get there. Yesterday in our segment, we played the interview with June Ambrose, and she inspired us to dream with our eyes open. And what would the world look like if we could dream with our eyes open? So dreaming big is huge. And having the support of individuals around you, whether they are family, whether they are friends, whether they are colleagues, really finding people that pour into you, just like Golda's family has poured into her, is so important. And so really, really glad that we got to hear from Golda. What is something, Donna, that you're thinking that you will kind of remember coming out of listening to Golda's interview?
You know, listening to her interview, but yes, something that said in the pre-segment before the interview, I talked about royalty, and then that she's a person of color. Well, I remember when the Bridgertons first came out a long time, several years ago, I had done some research, and I want to just note that a lot of royalty were people of color, and it's a part of our history. It's a part of our heritage, and we truly embrace all of it. For her to be cast in this role, dreaming big, you have the right, you deserve it. Every single one of us, every person is worthy, deserving. You're enough. We all matter, and yeah, that was just impactful.
Yes, I love it. And I too did a lot of research when Bridgerton come out, because I was curious about what the real history was, because it was history reimagined, but there was a Black queen that was in England. And it's really interesting how over time stories get lost, but that's where creativity with entertainment, with education comes together in a beautiful way, right? Because even if it is history reimagined, look at what Bridgerton did for the two of us, and inspired us to start doing some more research to figure out what is the real history behind the story of Queen Charlotte, and a lot of it was loosely based, but some of it was like she did leave her country and go to England and didn't know kind of what she was going to get into, but she went in it. So I think it's important for creators to continue to create. Even if they reimagine it, that's where you get creative liberty. And you'll hear from an interview later where it was a biopic story, but the project was worked on with the woman that the story was about. So a different perspective, right? So that is when history is not reimagined and it's told as it is from the perspective of the individual while they are living. But it's just so dynamic to be able to hear all of these stories. So I'd be remiss, and we'd be remiss if we don't acknowledge Shonda Rhimes and all of her creativity and bringing worlds to light and talking about really, really important stories through education, but diving into different topics, right? She has created so much with Shondaland and broken so many barriers on linear TV, on streaming TV, the way that she has her Shondaland production company, and she's able to keep that creative liberty within the work that she does. She is a trailblazer, a change maker in her own right. And we acknowledge you, Shonda Rhimes. And I will say her Year of Yes, when I read it in 2017, changed my life. If you have not read The Year of Yes by Shonda, highly recommend it. It is all about taking an intentional claim to say yes to opportunities or experiences in your life that you may not have thought about, but you never know what is on the other side of that yes. also within your boundaries and the confines of what you have going on, because I know that's a topic we've also talked about, which is the ability to say no. So it's always a balance, right? But I think in Shonda's perspective, it was all about opening her, expanding her awareness of how she could continue to engage with the world by challenging herself to say yes. It is a really interesting story, and hope that you all have an opportunity to check it out. What was so cool, yes, I'm going to use the word cool here, about attending the NAACP Image Awards is that there were so many women that walk down the carpet that have different stories. So we heard from Ms. Golda and we heard from Kelley, who are entertainers, who are creators in their own right. But the next interview that we will be playing is with a woman named Monique Rodriguez, and she is the founder of MyL. I'm saying it here, MyL, because I said it different during the interview, but Monique is a force. She founded MyL at her home back in 2014 and has broken into a multi-billion-dollar industry, which is the hair care and beauty industry, creating products that she was really just using for herself that started getting a lot of attention on social media. Monique and her team have been able to build MyL into a force of a company, and with such intentionality too. Monique, at one point along her journey around 2019, was offered an investment deal where the investors wanted to have a 40% ownership stake in her company, which is a lot. When you think about creativity and creatives and owning your creations, it's really, really important. And she decided to not go with that company. She did have some investments that she was able to leverage and scale her product, scale her production, scale her store footprint. She's in 87 countries around the world. She's in 100,000 stores, retail stores, and she has distribution in stores such as Walmart, Target, and CVS. You will see her products. And she waited and she was patient. And she, through her patience, was able to work out a deal with Berkshire Partners. And she is the first Black woman to negotiate a 9-figure, that is a really, really big number here, a 9-figure non-controlling investment deal with an organization. She is a trailblazer, a change maker in her own right. MyL is worth over $100 million right now. And very, very recently, last year, Procter & Gamble partnered with MyL. They bought MyL, but kept Monique on as the CEO, and her husband is the COO. And they get to drive the growth and the expansion of the MyL products. And she's so big on uplifting her community. So it is an honor to bring you all the interview with Monique. Stay tuned to listen in.
My name is Alicia Magnus Lewis. I'm here with the Los Angeles Tribune. We at the Los Angeles Tribune love the work that entrepreneurs are doing. They're inspiring, educating, and uplifting individuals through hair care and beauty, which is so important. I mean, the edge serum that you have, I've literally had little cousins come into my bathroom and try and get some. What has your entrepreneurial journey meant for you, particularly it being Women's History Month? I mean, you are making history with your products that are great for the curls, but you're also teaching individuals how to take care of their hair with the kind of systems you've created for with your products. So what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that going into being an entrepreneur, it was very important for me to serve and to figure out like what is the problem that I can serve for my community, and being able to identify that problem and overserve better than anyone I feel in my industry has been able to do has been truly a fulfilling dream come true. And while the journey hasn't been easy, I know that it's bigger than me. It's about purpose. And even though, yes, we sell amazing products, they perform very well on the hair. We have customers that, talk about how our products have changed their lives forever. So for me, it's bigger than that. It's really about impact and making people feel good, look good as they go out and they tackle the world, and to instill a certain level of confidence and to empower them to be the best version of themselves. So when I know and I take the focus off of myself and I focus on who I'm serving, that makes the journey that much more better.
Wow, that's beautiful. We appreciate you for all that you do. When I went natural, I used your hair products. They helped me along my journey and grew my edges, which is very, very important. But just want to say thank you, and we acknowledge you and we see you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Donna, what were your thoughts?
I want hair like that. I don't have curly hair. I have wavy hair, and yes, I am not familiar with her product line. I will have to say that I am definitely going to look it up. I am incredibly intrigued.
I mean, her products are amazing. I think what's amazing about what Monique is doing too is that she's not just creating products, she's educating individuals. She has a podcast, Success Academy, where she talks about business insights, how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your hair. She's really educating. And I remember when I started using her moisturizing hair milk, and I've literally had my little cousin Annie come to my house. My little sister ask about the serum. Sometimes it's sold out, right? And if a product is sold out and there's so much demand and individuals just talk about it in their homes every day, you are doing something right. And also her intentionality, her foresight to believe in what she is creating and the work that she and her husband are doing, to say, I want ownership. I want to keep ownership in what I'm creating. I don't want access to capital to inhibit me from owning something that was my creation, that I created for a need, for myself, for my family, for my community, my friends, and those I don't know. And that's very, very powerful when an individual can say, wow, that might be a lot of money. We could really use that right now, but how can we think about this differently so that we can protect what we've created, which is so, so, so important. Incredibly important
In that, and such a gift. I was going to say a heart of gold is really that. And that's what I took away from watching her. She has this incredibly sweet personality.
Yes, she certainly does. And the next interview that we will be playing for you is from someone that also has a heart of gold. You could just feel it in her energy, in her presence. She is a 5-time Grammy-winning singer and songwriter. Lalah Hathaway, I mean, her voice, her renditions, her artistry when it comes to songwriting is unmatched. And I'm really, really excited for you to hear this next interview. Lalah, here at the NAACP Image Awards, it's about celebration, acknowledgement, seeing individuals for who they are and the art that they create. What does it mean for you to be here at the NAACP Image Awards?
Well, it's good to be back. It's been a long time since I've been to one, actually. It's great anytime I can go into a room that is exemplifying Black excellence. It's so important to me. Legacy and putting your best foot forward at all times, really just trying to crush it every time. So I'm honored.
That's so beautiful. And you said the word legacy. It is March. It is Women's History Month. We at the Los Angeles Tribune, we are honoring women's legacy, past, present, future, through our series, Her Story Unfolding. And it's all about uplifting and honoring women. Who is a woman that has truly inspired you along your journey, and what does she mean to you?
Oh, my mom. My mom is here. She's somewhere. She might be in there at a table. My mom is everything. A lot of people give my dad like 100% of the credit for my instrument, and he had help. And I rep both.
It takes two.
It takes two. I rep both of my parents every time I step outside, and it's important to me that that legacy carry over.
Yeah.
And she's a woman that has really taught me about grace and patience and timing and faith.
Grace, patience, timing, faith. I want to sit on those 4 words because they're so important. They're so powerful. They stand with you when no one else may be around you, but you can take those things with you. Grace and patience and faith. Those are true pillars in life. You have a remarkable voice. It is so beautiful, but how did you step into your voice and who you are beyond your instruments?
I am still stepping into it right now, and I want people, particularly women, to understand that it's an evolution. You don't turn an age and then get it. You don't get 21 and get it, or 30 and get it, or 40 and get it, or 50 and get it. It just keeps going, which is the beauty, right? Yeah. So I'm still evolving. I'm still a work in progress.
Wow, that is a beautiful message. And what is something that you want the young children out there to know as they try to figure out who they are in this world? And there are so many influences, right? But what is something that they can think about? You talked about your 4 pillars earlier. What is something that they can think about as they're growing up in this world?
You know, I would urge young people to like sit quietly every now and again and like read a book. Read a book that's not on TikTok. You may not have TikTok long enough to read about book, but sit down for a moment and really gather your thoughts about who it is you want to be. I really feel like not necessarily like the of meditation, but just the quiet. There's so much noise constantly. And I really can't imagine being 22 years old right now in a city. I can't even imagine what that must be like. So be quiet every now and again and listen to yourself.
Wow, that is such an important message because there's so much noise out there. So how do you quiet that noise?
Also, so much noise in here. Yeah. So just try to get quiet.
That is a beautiful message. Yeah, and the longest conversation you will have is the one that you have with yourself, because you're with yourself more than you're with anybody else in the world. Or what are some of the ways that you quiet out the noise and you get grounded and rooted?
I read. I listen to music a lot. I hang with my friends, which is, you would think is noisy, and it is, but it helps me to really focus sometimes. Yeah. So I have a lot of regular habits that I observe.
That is beautiful. I mean, you are radiating. Like, your energy is so bright. Can feel you grounded and feel you centered in yourself, and that it lights up a room, I think, before you even walk in, because I feel it over here. And I just want to say thank you for all that you do. I hope that you have a wonderful time.
Wow, so many gems
Yes.
were shared in speaking with her and finding her voice and having pillars that you stand by, in figuring out how to quiet the noise within. Donna, what are your thoughts? I know that that's what you practice a lot of.
Right.
Right?
She was so right on point. And when she first came on with the video, her dress, the outfit she had on was just radiating, because it just magnified who she is on the inside out. Yes, quieting the mind, because you are really your own best friend. You always have that conversation within your own self. She's right on point about meditating or quieting, because when you do that, you can actually hear, not in volume, but the voice that comes through to lead you every single.
That's such an important principle, right? When you quiet out the noise to hear what is within, it's so important. She was radiating. So that interview was actually from Thursday, where we had the honor of attending the NAACP Image Awards dinner gala. She was on stage performing a special tribute to Frankie Beverly, who was the lead singer of Maze, who was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award. She shared the stage with individuals like Luke James, Kenyon Dixon, and Kenny Lattimore, and she She just has a wonderful voice. If you have not heard her music, her original songs, her renditions, I highly recommend it. And this is what's so amazing about Her Story Unfolding. The stories unfold in so many ways. You know, Donna, what are your thoughts just on the different perspectives we've heard today during the program?
You know, everyone has their own perspective, but just like the theory of relativity, it's relative to the person. And we each and every one of us have our own truth. And the truth always surfaces to the top. So perspectives, or if it's relative, it doesn't necessarily have in alignment. It's the celebration that we're all individuals, that we're all unique, that we all have a voice, that we all have a story, and that we have our own our own genre of who we are, what we are, and how to really share that and identify it out in the world. Because if we're all identical and all the same, literally, we would probably be bots, but we're not. And it's a time to celebrate each and every one and all of our unique. And each of the people that we've had on, they are thought leaders. They are people in their own arena doing what they are great at, but yet they haven't crossed over. And I know that there's more to come. So, but they haven't crossed over in areas of expertise. So it's about coming together. That's how I see it.
That's wonderful. I love that perspective. And the fact that you pointed out that we're all on this journey, and believe me, there are a lot of bots. There are only going to be more bots. Bots are being creative, right? So what does it mean to have your own voice? What does it mean to stay true in who you are and know that you are unique? No one has your imprint but you. I know that this is something that you teach a lot about in your work, Ghana, and how people can recenter and reground themselves in their own mind, in their own bodies, and how they can heal from the inside out. And how energy plays a really, really big role in all that we do and in who we are. And so, Donna, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today for this very, very special segment of Her Story Unfolding, where we are live from the NAACP Image Awards, the 55th annual. So much happened at the NAACP Image Awards. Usher won Entertainer of the Year. I mean, Usher had his residency in Vegas. He performed at the Super Bowl. And the biggest surprise of the night was that Oprah came out to honor Usher and share that he won Entertainer of the Year award. But what was truly special was that Usher said in his acceptance speech that he got his really big break, first start on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Talk about a full circle moment.
Right?
Talk about the platform that Oprah has created, the media maven in her own right, and pushing barriers in history with her own TV network, her show, the way she creates opportunity and jobs for individuals, her book club, Super Soul Sunday, right? Her magazine. I mean, I grew up watching the Oprah show. We're subscribed to the Oprah magazine monthly, but it was beautiful for Usher to win his award, but for Oprah to be the one that made the announcement that he won, and then for Usher to honor Oprah and acknowledge that it is through her show that he really got his big break when he was young was such an incredible moment. And it also shows you that you never know how you're going to impact someone's life, right? A small action, a big action, you don't know, and you don't do things because you're like, oh, in 30 years, Usher is going to win the Entertainer of the Year award and NAACP Image Awards. So I'm going to give him space now, right? You do what feels right. You dare to dream big. You create opportunities for people to share their stories and their art. And you never know where that will take you in your own personal life. And you never know where it will take them. So we appreciate you all tuning in for another segment of Her Story Unfolding. We're going to be continuing with part 3 of coverage from the NAACP Image Awards, but we'll also have special guests that we'll be interviewing this week, and we have a really, really big broadcast planned for you all for the end of the month. So we hope that you will tune in, share Her Story Unfolding with your family, with your friends, with her colleagues, and also remember about your own story and be inspired in the inquiry of what is next, in the inquiry of what can happen when you dream with your eyes open, like June Ambrose shared with us in our segment that we did in part 1, in reflecting in if things are overwhelming around me, how can I take things 10 seconds at a time? Like we heard from Abba Arthur, who was in The Color Purple and also in Black Panther. We are leaving you with just thoughts to reflect on, you know? Like Donna said, we're all on our own personal journeys. We can learn from the individuals around us. We can be inspired, we can smile, but always remember to bring that into your own life and pour love into you. And remember that you are enough, you matter, and you have a special place in this world. Thank you so much for tuning in to Her Story Unfolding, and we will see you next time.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience Her Story Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.